What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Awesome Nerd Show. Today we're looking at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Spider-Man 60th Anniversary single figures. So we already did the 2-packs a while ago, so we're looking at the individual figures today. So starting off, we have the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. So of course from Spider-Man's first appearance in comics in Amazing Fantasy 15. So it's really cool to have this version of Spider-Man. And then we also have the Future Foundation Spider-Man in the stealth suit. So with this version, it's like the Future Foundation, just inverse. So where it's black, it was normally white, and where it's white, it's black. So that's cool to have that just in that alternate version. And then we have 3 more characters in the back here. So we have the Toei Spider-Man, or the Tokusatsu version of Spider-Man. So pretty cool to have him. So it's Spider-Man based off the Japanese show. So cool to have him. We get Iron Spider, which looks awesome in the Iron Spider suit. So that classic red and gold suit looks awesome. And finally, we have Spider-Man Noir from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And that looks cool, and also comes with Spider-Ham there. So very cool to have that as well to go with our Into the Spider-Verse figures that we have. So very cool figures here all together. Of course, they all are Spider-Man, so we'll have a lot of Peter Parkers and stuff to look at, but all pretty cool, and I'm excited to check these out. So let me get them open out of the box, of course, in our new plastic-free packaging. So the design here, we can't see anything, but it's nice to have like the pictures on the back with all the accessories and stuff. I like that with these figures, but I'll get them open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So let's start off with the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. So this was from Amazing Fantasy number 15 back in August 1962, and Stan Lee came up with the idea for a teenage superhero to meet the high demand teenagers had for comic books. And so they came up with Peter Parker, which is intellectually gifted, and he has superhuman strength, speed, reflexes, durability, and coordination, along with spider sense, wall crawling, and mechanical web shooters, all from a radioactive spider bite. So this is our beginning Spider-Man, so the very first appearance of Spider-Man in that Amazing Fantasy 15, and overall he looks cool. It's a nice figure. It looks like it's a body we've seen before, but I get so confused with all the Spider-Mans and the releases and stuff. I don't know which one it is, but just seeing the face design and this body does look really familiar, and overall it's pretty cool. So it has like that classic Spider-Man look to it. So it has the red, and this time black, or could be really dark blue, but it almost looks black, but of course has the red with the webbing designs, the spider on his chest, although it looks more like a tick here just with the roundedness of it, and then the black, like I said, underneath, or really dark blue, and we have it down the arms, down the center, and all the way down on the feet, and then the additional spider there on the back. So overall it looks pretty cool. It's a nice looking Spider-Man. It just looks like Spider-Man, so it's nothing new here. It just looks really nice, and it goes along perfectly for that Amazing Fantasy. But let's do his movement. So his head can twist all the way around. He can look down that far and up that far, so pretty good nice movements in there. The shoulders can come up to about 90. They could come up a little bit higher, but even trying to push down on them to get them higher doesn't go, because they have this little like ledge there, so it's kind of stopping. So unfortunately it can only go about that high, which there it looks under 90, but it can try and get it up a little higher. But it's got the butterfly joint there that unfortunately doesn't move too much, just a little bit back and forth, and then it can rotate all the way around. We get a bicep twist, the double elbow joint that will bend all the way up on itself, so that is really good. Always good to have that much movement. Wrist twist around and flex back and forth. And then we get the ab crunches. So we have the up ab crunch, so crunch back and forth a little, so crunch forward, crunch back in, not much to it, and then twist around there as well, so we get the twist. And then we have the lower crunch with the cutouts there, so you can get even further forward, so you can go that far forward or that far back. So pretty good movements there for Spider-Man. The hips can come up to 90, a little bit over it looks like, and out to the side. Thigh twist around, double knee joint that bends up that far to the back, ooh, not far from kicking his butt. Shin twist at the top of the boot, and the foot flexes back and forth and twists side to side. So as I said, pretty good movements overall. Just the shoulder is the only issue with this figure, but overall it's got pretty good movements, like I said, for a Spider-Man. Now this figure comes with a lot of accessories, so we get some additional hands. So he's got a flip hand and a fist hand, so we get the opposite, so we have a fist and a flip to switch out. We get a set of wall crawling hands, so of course our normal hands there with the fingers splayed out, and then we also get a set of grip hands, so we can grip onto like webbings and stuff. And speaking of webbing, with this Spider-Man in his original version, he had web like wings under his arms, so we get those. So for his arms folded down, we get these wings, so I'll have to try and peg them in. So there's Spider-Man with those web wings. So again, these are the folded up ones, so when his arms are down more, and you can see they just kind of sit to the back and sit nicely along the back of the body there to fill in, and along the muscle. I always feel these are messed up and should work a little bit better, but that's just how they have them designed and where they go, so you can see the sort of webbing just hanging down under there, like I said, for when he's got his arms down. But we also get webbings for when his arms are open, like he could be flying and stuff, so we get these webbings as well that we'll put on. And so there he is with the open webbing flying wings. So these ones you can't see as much because they're so small. So I wish they were a little bit bigger, you know, like hung down a little bit more. But there they are. And if you look around to the back, they open like that. So again, that doesn't look right at all. But I'm pretty sure that's how they go because they have the little like notches or pegs, have a specialized shape to them. So you know which ones go where. And that's what they're designed for. And again, I don't think that looks very good. And like from here, you can barely see it. So I wish they would have designed these wings a little bit better. But there we just have Spider-Man with his flying wings. And the final thing he comes with is a webbing. So we'll see this a lot today. So we have like the more see-through invisible version of the webbing there that we've got. That's what we have those grip hands for if you want to use this. But that's pretty much it for the Amazing Fantasy version of Spider-Man. Like I said, it's not the best. I think figure-wise is pretty good and decent. I wish the shoulders would just come up. So figure-wise is pretty good. But the actual look and carrying out the Amazing Fantasy with like the web wings and stuff, I don't really like it too much. I probably would just use the folded down wings. I think those overall look a little bit better. Doesn't carry out the look the best, but overall it's a nice figure. And then we have the Future Foundation Spider-Man. Again, this is the stealth form, so all that means is that the colors are inverse, so where it's black, it should be white, and where it's white, it should be black. So this is just the alternate version, so it would have been nice to have the normal Future Foundation, but I believe they released that one years ago, but it needs to be updated, so it'd be cool to have that, but this is the only version we currently have of it. But the Future Foundation was a philanthropic organization created by Mr. Fantastic to create a better future for humanity by gathering young, great minds to find solution to the world's problems, and Spider-Man ends up joining because he's requested by Human Torch, and so that's how he got into the group. And overall it looks cool, you know, it just does look like Spider-Man, but it's in the Future Foundation black and white colors. Like I said, it's normally the inverse, but it looks pretty cool with the stealth, so we get the mostly all black with the white. We have the white spider on his chest with all the legs spreading out and going around to the back spider there as well. And then like I said, we have the inverse colors, but unfortunately with this figure, because of the black and white, it's really messy and splotchy. Like the paint isn't the best, and then there's all sorts of like little white paint flecks like that spread across, and the paint jobs aren't the best, as you can see through there. So that's the biggest issue. I've seen this with multiple people have the same issues. The lines aren't the best painted down, so they didn't do a very good job, or the paint didn't work out too well, and the hands don't look the best either. But we'll just have to deal with it because obviously it's not like we could do much better. But we'll do his movements, so his head can twist all the way around. He can look down that far and up that far, so really good movements. Shoulders up to 90, and this one can go about the same height there as well with the butterfly joint and rotate all the way around. We get a bicep twist, double elbow that'll bend up that far about to 90 there, and then we get the wrist that twists around and flex back and forth, and then we have the ab crunch. Of course it's hard to see the cutouts, but it's in there, but you can crunch forward, crunch back, so it's pretty decent crunching. Twist all the way around at the waist. Hips can come up to 90 out to the side there. Ooh, not far from doing the splits. Thigh twist that twist all the way around. Double knee joint that bends up that far to the back. Shin twist at the top of the boot, and the foot flexes back and forth and can twist side to side. So to me, this Spider-Man has a little bit worse of movements, still not bad, like there's no major issues with it, just the movements aren't the best. The only thing more positive is that it seems like it has more range in the butterfly, so that would be nice on that other figure. But other than that, I would say the other figure is overall a much better Spider-Man figure. But I do like the look of this, of the black and white. Of course, reminds me of like the symbiote Spider-Man and all that, but still a nice look overall. And for accessories, we get the opposite hand, so we have a fist and flip again, so we get a fist and a flip there for the opposite hands. And then we get the spider webbing. We get two this time in the clear design, so these ones are pretty much mostly clear, so again we get two of those. But that's really all there is for this Future Foundation Spider-Man. Like I said, I like the look, just wish the paint could have been much cleaner, and then it would have been nice to get the basic Future Foundation version instead of the stealth version. But still, it's not a horrible Spider-Man, and if you have a Future Foundation, this would be a nice one until they get the normal version out. And then we've got the Japanese Spider-Man, or the Toei Spider-Man as I call it. But this was from the Japanese tokusatsu made by the Toei company that had 41 episodes that ran from May 1978 to March 1979. And it featured our character of Takuya Yamashiro, who was a motorcycle racer whose dad went to investigate a crashed spaceship but was killed in the process. But Takuya followed his father, where the pilot of the ship, Garia from Planet Spider, injects Takuya with her blood and gives him spider powers, as well as the bracelet to activate his costume, web shooters, and control the spaceship that transforms into a giant robot named Leopardon. So for my connection, it's a lot like Power Rangers was a ship that turns into a Megazord. So that's always really cool and why I love this Japanese Spider-Man a lot. But he has superhuman strength and speed, he has healing powers, wall crawling powers, enhanced vision with x-ray vision, slow aging, and skilled in ninjutsu with the ability to communicate with spiders. So he's a little bit different than our normal Peter Parker Spider-Man, but still overall pretty cool. And look-wise, I love this thing. I everything, it looks really good. Besides the bracelet, it looks just like a normal Spider-Man, but I love the colors. The blue is nice and bright. It pops a lot along with the red. That's got sort of like a more of an orangish tint to it, but it's a nice bright red that pops a lot, especially compared with that blue. But as the spider on his chest, that looks a little bit more like ant body wise, but yeah, it's a spider. Has the eyes, of course, like Spider-Man, all the same red with the webbing and the solid blue. Around on the back has the spider and blue going all the way down to the red boots, where I like that he has some white designs on the bottom of his boots. It nice sticks out there, so add some more detail. And then, as I mentioned, he has the bracelet there, as I said, has his web shooters, as well as can control the spaceship, and he can press a button and his suit will just appear on his body, so much like Power Rangers. Overall, this is really cool and probably one of my favorite figures from this wave. But we'll do his movement, so his head can twist all the way around. He can look down that far and up that far. It's not too different from the other two. The shoulders can come up to 90, so he can actually go up to 90 there. No butterfly joints though, and can rotate around. We get the bicep twist, the double elbow joint that's a little bit stiff but can bend up that far, so more than the 90 but can't bend all the way up. And then we get the wrist that can twist around and flex back and forth. We have the ab crunch with the cutouts, so we can crunch forward and crunch back again. Not the best crunching, probably the worst of all the figures, but twist all the way around at the waist. Hips can come up to 90 out to the side. Thigh twist all the way around. Double knee joint that bends up that far. Ooh, he can kick his own butt. And then the foot flexes back and forth and can twist side to side. So it doesn't have the best movements out of all the Spider-Man figures, but I just love the look overall for this, so it kind of fits. And with it being more in line of, you know, not having the exact Spider-Man powers, I feel it kind of works, but it would be nice to have all those better movements still. But overall, just the look makes me like this figure the most. But for accessories, we get some additional hands. So he's got 2 open hands already, so we get a pair of fists, so we don't get any flip hands or anything. But then we get some webbing, so we get some of the sprayed out like spider webbing. We've had these more recently with stuff, but it's the solid white versions, so we get a bigger one and a smaller one. Again, I don't know what you're supposed to do with these besides just, you know, stick them on things, but we have those as well as the normal spider webbing in the all white there. So again, I do like the all white version probably the best. Overall, like I said, body wise, not the best Spider-Man, so not figure wise the best, but look wise, I really love this. So this is a really good Spider-Man, and if you want to expand your ranks of like the Spider-Verse, this is always a good one to add. And next up we have Iron Spider, which is always a Spider-Man I like because I love the colors of the red and gold with the spider legs coming out the back is just a cool, like, and the colors of this figure especially are nice, bright and shiny, and like the candy apple red with the shine on it. You can see like the lights reflecting off his head, just look really cool. And so this is an awesome looking figure. But Spider-Man was resurrected following his death by Morlun, and Tony Stark gave Peter a brand new suit built by Stark Tech that was fabricated with advanced nanotechnology, 3 Waldo mechanical spider arms. The suit can also glide via webbing on its arms, so much like that Amazing Fantasy one. Has a mask that can filter out chemicals and hold 8 minutes of air for underwater. Have temperature control, self-repair, and Kevlar that will stop firearms. So that all sounds pretty cool, but it's a nice suit. And I believe this was brought around like the Civil War time with Peter being on Iron Man's side. But it's pretty much an Iron Man suit for Spider-Man. Not too dissimilar from what we've seen in the Marvel movies, and that's why it's also got the red and gold colors, because it's based, you know, off Iron Man. But the figure itself, just messing with it, I do have some issues. It's just not a good figure. And of course, with the arms on the back, you'd have to pose it around stuff, but he keeps falling backwards, so I have to have him in a leaning forward pose so he doesn't fall back. And I've tried using the arms to help push on the back, but still have a lot of issues getting him to stand, unfortunately. And then, like I said, the figure itself just seems to have some issues. I don't know if it's like the material with that red plastic or what the deal is, but yeah, just some issues with this figure all around. But we'll do the movement, so his head can twist all the way around, look down that far and up that far, so pretty nice movements there. Nice smooth easy movements with the head. Shoulders can come up 290, even a little bit over there. Has the butterfly joint, so still not the best flexing there, but can rotate all the way around. We get a bicep twist, the double elbow joint that can bend up that far. Ooh, that can pretty much bend all the way up, so not bad. Wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. Nice smooth easy movements. We get the ab crunch, so he can crunch forward, crunch back, so not bad crunching on him. Twist all the way around at the waist. Hips can come up to 90 out to the side. Thigh twist all the way around. Double knee joint that can bend up that far to the back. There is a shin twist right at the top of the boot, so we're a little bit lower down shin twist than what we're used to, but pretty nice. It's still in there. And then the foot can flex back and forth and can twist side to side. So as I said, with like the feet for some reason are having some issues, like this foot over here is always not being in the position I need it. And then with the Waldo arms on the back, keep pulling him backwards. So it's a lot to fight with this figure to get it to stand up. But we do also have those arms on the back so they have some movement so they can move back and forth and twist around to wherever you want them. And then they have all these pieces that should be like joints, but like this one doesn't move. This one does have some movement, so it can go straight or bend probably about to 90 degrees there. Again, another one that should be a joint, but it's not. And then we have the lower down one that can move back and forth, so just about that far. So it has lesser movement. So you can bend these arms around, obviously, to have them in for attack modes and stuff, whatever you want to do to try and protect Spider-Man with the spider arms. And he only has 3 for some reason. I don't know what the point of the 3 is, like why he doesn't have 4 to give him exactly 8 arms for being a spider, but still pretty cool that he has the arms. I just wish on this figure they functioned a little bit more and not cause him to fall over all the time, but you can just mess the arms around a little bit. But there's Spider-Man with the arms, just like I said, how I kind of posed him around there. And the only accessory he comes with are some additional whip hands, so we get the hands for whip since he's just got the fist on there, and that's really the only other accessories. It comes with no extra webbing or anything, which kind of makes sense for the suit and stuff. The arms are plenty enough, but it's a cool looking design. Love the colors, and the overall design, does look like the Iron Spider. I just wish the figure functioned a little bit more and would stand up easier with those arms on the back. So it feels like they needed to do a little bit more engineering on this figure, but it's not bad and awesome to get an Iron Spider. And our final Spider-Man is Spider-Man Noir, which of course is Peter Parker from Earth 90214, and he was raised during the Great Depression, where he eventually found his Uncle Ben had been killed by the Goblin for organizing a strike on sweatshops, and Peter went to a warehouse where Goblin's men were unloading stolen antiques, where a spider idol antique fell over and broke open, releasing a horde of spiders, and one of those spiders ended up biting Peter, and he woke up the next day with arachnid powers, and so he created a uniform based off his uncle's World War I airman uniform and became the vigilante known as Spider-Man. So again, this is supposed to be like a noir, early 1900s black and white version of Spider-Man. So that's why he has a different look. We don't have the red and spider webs and stuff, but overall he looks pretty cool. And this is of course from Into the Spider-Verse, so it has that animated style. So it has all the little dots and stuff like that comic book style. So I think that's pretty cool, and overall has that nice animated sort of look to it. But he has superhuman abilities as well as wall crawling, spider sense, and organic webbing, so he has the organic webbing, but he also has 2 pistol revolvers that were his uncle's. With this version we only get 1, but he looks cool in the all black outfits. Like I said, it's going to be all black and white anyways, but looks pretty cool. So it has the nice black trench coat, it's all like blown open here with the wind, even has the little belt ties and stuff, all black outfit underneath, so just an all black shirt with black like leather pants, belt on, again in all black with the holster there for the gun, and all the way down to the black boots that go up to his knees. And unfortunately with the foot design, trying to get him to stand isn't the easiest. Again, the feet are a little bit weird and awkward. And then we get the mask, so he does have a Spider-Man like mask, so it has the webbing in there, and they put some of that like gray or silver on it there to give it the details. And then he's got the goggles on as well, so again it's supposed to be like the airborne thing, so it's got the like goggles and stuff to protect your eyes, and of course the black fedora hat, all with those dot designs as mentioned for the animated style. But overall it looks cool. Oh, and he has a turtleneck, so the color's all ruffled up there around his neck, but overall it has a really cool design. Like I said, fits perfectly for the Into the Spider-Verse, and of course I forgot to grab all our other Spider-Verse figures to put him with, but he still looks pretty cool either way. So let's do the movement. So his head there can twist all the way around. I'm surprised it twists all the way around, but it does. It'll look down that far and up that far, so very little movement, just a little bit of rocking because of the collar as well as the turtleneck. But then we got the shoulders that can come up to 90 and rotate all the way around. We get a bicep twist, the double elbow joint that can bend out that far, pretty much all the way, so that's good. The wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. He's got an ab crunch in there. We can see the cutouts, so he can crunch forward, crunch back a little bit hard because of the jacket, but nice smooth crunching there. Twist all the way around at the waist. Hips can come up to 90, out to the side that far. Thigh twist all the way around. A double knee joint that can bend up that far to the back, and then the foot can flex back and forth and can twist side to side. So it doesn't have the best movements, but it's kind of expected for him being in a jacket and everything. But like I said, I do have issues with his feet getting him to stand. It's like his feet are just a little bit weird or off or crooked, or something's wrong with him that's given me a lot of issues. I have to just mess around with it and he'll eventually stand up. But he comes with some accessories, so we get an additional head, so we have one without the hat. So let's switch this out. So there he is without the hat. I don't like that look nearly as much, so I like the hat much more, so that'll definitely be the head we use on it. And finally, he also comes with a pistol, so it's probably his uncle's like Luger gun, it looks like, from the war. So with this, we do have the holster on the side there we can put it into, but let's just stick it into his hand. So there's Noir with the pistol, and that looks cool. Like I said, normally from comics and stuff, he's got 2 of them, but they only gave him 1 for this figure. And he also comes with Spider-Man, so we have Peter B. Porker here as well. So it's the pig version of Spider-Man that looks pretty cool. It's just pretty much a statue on this. It does have head movement, so it can move back and forth and twist around and stuff, but that's the only movement this figure has. But looks pretty cool. It does look like Spider-Man just in a pig form with the pig nose that has like the Spider-Man Spider-Man face logo on it, and the pig ears up there, the little curly Q tail there in the back, and just a nice little figure. So a nice one to go along here, but still cool either way to finally get more characters from that. So now I think we're just missing Penny Parker, so just need that and we'll have all our characters. But pretty cool to have Spider-Man Noir here and Spider-Ham together. Well, that is it for our Marvel Legends Spider-Man 60th Anniversary single figures, where we had the Amazing Fantasy 15 Spider-Man, Future Foundation Spider-Man, Japanese Spider-Man, Iron Spider, and Spider-Man Noir with Spider-Ham. So all of these are pretty cool. Of course, there were just more Spider-Man figures. You know, we get tired of just the same old Spider-Man, like Spider-Man Noir is cool and Spider-Ham, Iron Spider's different, and the Japanese, I really like that. Like I said, that's overall probably my favorite figure-wise just because of the look. Wish the movements were a little bit better, like the Amazing Fantasy version, but I can't say all of these are horrible figures. There could be improvements with many of these. Not bad figures, and overall I do enjoy them. But let me know what you thought of these figures down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with a thumbs up. But thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.